Since Austin asked, I'm making this video mostly for him. It's not going to be a long story. I'm not going to go into the history of all my jobs. I'll just say, for the most part, I've been in the printing industry most of my life. I've worked in different binderies on cutters, folders. I've been a driver, I've been a feeder, I've been a second man. I've actually been a pressman for a long time too. And that's how I ended up getting the job I have now. Right now I work on an inserting machine, but we'll go back for a minute. I want to talk about one of my jobs I had because I've always been on night shift. I love night shift. I can see my family more on night shift. So when you work graveyard, the shift I was on, I've been on other shifts like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in a grocery store. The current job I have, well, most of my jobs have been graveyard anyway. But the current job I have now, I'm on a second shift, but I was on graveyard from midnight to 8 a.m. And my whole family would be home. We would all be eating dinner together and hanging out, maybe watch a movie or something, have some dessert. Everybody goes to bed. I get ready for work. I go to work. I work all night. They're sleeping, so I'm not taking away from them. I come home, I see them go to school, I see them go to work, and then everybody leaves and I go to sleep. I'm not taking away from them. They're going to do their thing. I wake up, everyone's coming home, we're all hanging out, we're having dinner together. I got to see my family a lot more on graveyard. The kids are growing up now, but the shift I'm on now, I leave before they'd be coming home from school, and then I'd be gone. You know, my wife would come home from work, they're all doing their thing, and then I would come home, they're already asleep because they get home at like 1 a.m, and then I'm going to stay up till 5 or something, because 1 o'clock would be my dinner time. I'll come home, have dinner, and then stay up, do some video editing, make some videos, and then I'm going to go to sleep, somewhere between 5 and 6 a.m. Then I'm already sleeping. They're all waking up, they're getting ready for school, getting ready to go to work, and then they all leave. And then by the time they're coming home, I'm already gone. You don't see them all week. For 5 days, you don't see your family. So this shift is a lot worse. Graveyard is a lot better, and I know people probably think that sounds weird, but once I explain it like that, it makes more sense. One of the printing jobs I had was after the twins were born, and it was 12 hours a day, 6, sometimes 7 days a week, and it was 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So that was a graveyard shift too, and you get no breaks, none. You eat while you work. There is no stoppage time at all. You are working, and it's physical, and it's really bad. Most of the time I would get Sundays off, and usually at most of my jobs I would tell them that because of church. I gotta have Sunday off, no exception to that rule. Now, the one job I was working 6 and 7 days a week, but it wasn't all the time 7, it was always 6. So it was like minimum 6 days a week. One job I worked at, they said, well, we might have to have a Sunday here and there. I said, no, Sunday is church day. If you ask me, this is like the first day I'm there, when they're hiring me. I said, if you are to ask me to work on a Sunday, I'm not going to show up and then you'll fire me. I will not be here because I'll have already done 6 days that week. It's not like I'm working, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I get Monday to Thursday off. It's like 7 days a week. So it's like, I want my one day off to go to church. So that particular job, they did make me come in on a Sunday, and they were like, hey, we're going to have to work on Sunday. I said, I told you when I started here, I cannot work on Sundays. Sunday is church day, and I will not be here. And sure enough, Sunday came around, I didn't go. I went to church, and I showed up on Monday, and they let me go. And I didn't care. I'd rather honor God than honor man. So I ended up getting this other job. I'm working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, mostly 6, and it's graveyard. And I go to church on Sunday, and Joe does this message. I don't remember what the message was about, but he mentions this song called Cats in the Cradle. Now, I don't listen to anything before 1980s. This is an older song, like a 70s or 60s type of song. I'm not going to read the words to this song. I'm not going to play this song, but it's a very, very interesting song. And it's all about, this little boy wants to play with his dad, but his dad is working all the time and he doesn't have time for his kid. And he's like, Dad, I just want to hang out with you. And the dad's like, I'm sorry, I don't have time. He's always gone. He's got to support his family. But the boy loves his dad. And he's like, someday I'm going to be just like him. He loves his dad. He wants to be like his dad. And in the song, it says that I'm going to be just like him someday. He wants to grow up and be a man. Well, later on in the song, he does grow up to be a man. And by this time, his dad is an old man. His dad wants to spend time with his son now, who's a man. So the son tells the dad, sorry, Dad, I don't have time. So the story flips around and he finds out he did end up like his dad. And that killed me. That really killed me. I went and quit my job because I never ever saw my family except for maybe a little bit on Sunday because I'm so wiped out from the long days and it's so physical. It's go, 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 go. And sometimes people are yelling at you and you just go home and you just, you're out and you just sleep the whole time and then you wake up and you go right back to work and do it again. It's so physically demanding. So that really hurt me. But so I quit that job. But anyway, so I'm looking for other work. So I'm applying at a bunch of different print shops all over LA. And my mom also sends me a little advertisement from the newspaper, and I went and applied there too. That job ended up calling me on the phone, asking, saying they wanted to hire me. Do I want the job? And I'm like, how long can I think about that for a couple days? And they're like, sure. Because that same day, I got another phone call from another job. One of the jobs was across the street from Sony Pictures in Hollywood, which would have been a 30 to 45 minute drive away in a not so good area, but for a ton of money. I'd have been making money. The other job, the one that my mom told me about, was right down the street. It was a lot less money, but they also have a pay scale, and they showed me the pay scale, and I could see how fast I was going to move up, and I was going to catch the other job within a year. So I figured I'm going to go there because it's right next to the house. I could ride my bike. I don't have to always drive, and I don't have to go so far. I'm right by the house. And that job worked out so well. I was there 2 years, and they laid us off. They moved to where we are now. So I ended up coming here after a few months of being laid off. Basically got the same job back for almost the same amount of money. So it was working out pretty good. And after a couple of years, they laid us off again and closed the doors and sold all the equipment. So I was laid off for about a year, and then I got hired from the same company in the department I'm in now. I was on third shift, and I was really enjoying third shift because of what I said, seeing my family. And then they laid off, it was 33% of the workforce. And then they also, at the same time, got rid of third shift. So I was pretty much forced onto the shift that I'm on. And everything goes by seniority. So I don't have enough seniority to go to day shift. I don't want to be on day shift anyway. Night shift, almost everywhere you work, is better. There's less management. There's less customers. You simply just go there, do your job. You might have work orders or whatever. You just sit there and work, and then you just go home. And it's a lot better to be on night shift. I'm not in the printing industry anymore. I'm in a mailing house. I run something called an inserting machine. It's an inserter. And how I describe it is a gigantic envelope stuffer. It has these things that hold advertisements, and if you have a bill or a bank statement or something that's going to come down the line. All the advertisements are going to drop on top of it, and it's going to go into an envelope, and it's going to shoot it out the other side of the machine. And it goes really fast. That's what we do. And I have to deal with the USPS, and we sort mail it downstairs. So that's why I call it a mailing house. It's like we're running mail, and then we're sticking it on a postal truck, a semi, and then it goes all over the country. And that's what I do now. So I still work with paper. So it's kind of the same type of thing. It's a little bit different what I do, but anyway, that was a long story for that little explanation.